Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're kicking things off today by introducing you to one of the real standout K-Tech companies from K-INNOSHOW 2025. Now, we're going to be talking about a company that's a true unseen force, a critical player inside the tech you use every single day, your phone, your car, everything. But I bet you've never heard their name. So let's pull back the curtain.
You see, in the world of high tech, you've got the giants everyone knows. But behind them, there are what we call hidden champions. These are the companies that make the work of those giants possible. And today, we're diving into one of those powerhouses in the semiconductor industry.
I mean, to really get a sense of DT Eng's impact, all you have to do is look at who they work with. We're talking about TSMC, the world's biggest chip foundry, SK Hynix, a global giant in memory chips, and other top-tier players like UMC and HLMC. These are the biggest names in the game, and they all depend on this one Korean company. So the big question is, for what exactly?
To figure that out, we first need to get our heads around a huge challenge right at the heart of making microchips. It's a problem of physics, of mind-boggling precision, and incredibly high stakes. Just think about it for a second. A silicon wafer is thinner than paper, super brittle, and it's worth a ton of money. During manufacturing, it has to be held perfectly, absolutely still, inside a vacuum chamber while it gets zapped and etched with nanometer precision. I mean, any tiny vibration, any slight warping, any microscopic bit of damage, and the whole thing is trash. So, how on earth do you hold it?
Well, the old way was to use these teeny tiny mechanical clamps. But that method was just full of problems. The clamps could cause stress, they could damage the edge of the wafer, and the grip wasn't always perfectly even. All of that meant lower yields. The new method, pioneered by companies like DT Eng, uses something way more elegant: electrostatic force. It's a gentle, no-touch grip that gives you incredible stability and a much, much higher success rate.
And that is exactly where DT Engineering comes in. Their answer to this huge handling problem is a brilliant piece of engineering called the electrostatic chuck. So what is an electrostatic chuck, or ESC? Okay. Think about this. Remember rubbing a balloon on your hair and sticking it to the wall? It's basically the same idea. Static electricity. The ESC creates an electrostatic field that just grabs onto the wafer and holds it in place with this perfectly uniform, secure force, but without ever physically touching it. It is the ultimate high-tech, hands-off approach. It's kind of like magic. So when you solve such a critical problem for the world's biggest chip makers, you can bet that incredible success is going to follow. And for DT NGN, that success story has been nothing short of explosive. This timeline really tells the whole story. DT ENG was only founded in 2016. Just 3 years later, bam, they get the $5 million Export Tower Award. 3 years after that, in 2022, they double it, earning the $10 million Export Tower. And now, in 2024, they've just finished a massive factory expansion to keep up with all the demand. That is a seriously steep climb. And the revenue numbers? They tell the exact same story. They go from about 5 billion Korean won in their first year, 2016, to 10 billion in 2019, and then they just rocket up to 30 billion won by 2022. You just don't see growth like that unless you are making something the market absolutely has to have, especially a market that's starving for more and more advanced chips for AI and all this new tech. But this growth isn't just about sales. It's built on some serious innovation. In just 8 years, the company has locked down over 18 patents for its technology. That number tells you they are completely committed to R&D. They aren't just a manufacturer, they are a tech leader, always pushing the limits of what's possible.
So what's next for them? After all that crazy growth, DTENG is not slowing down. Not at all. In fact, they're hitting the accelerator, investing big to build the future of their company and really the entire industry. Their brand new factory is built for one thing: scale. It gives them the power to crank out up to 600 of these electrostatic chucks every single month. To put that in perspective, that's a huge leap, and it means they're ready to supply a major chunk of the global demand from all those top chip makers. And when you have that kind of production power, you set some pretty ambitious goals.
DT Eng is now aiming for annual sales of $73 million US. That is a bold number, and it just shows you how confident they are in their tech and their role in the global supply chain.
In the end, it really does all come back to their core values: high precision, quality reliability, and a systematic process. This is the bedrock of their success. It's what allows them to solve a mission-critical problem for the world's most demanding industry. The Ministry of SMEs and Startups supports the growth of South Korea's K-tech companies, and wow, DT Eng is just a perfect example of that innovation in action. It makes you wonder, what other invisible forces are shaping the technology all around us?